Bowl champion New England Patriots.
Fires down the middle for Bourne, reaches up, extends, slams in the end zone, between two defenders, touchdown, Patriots!
Hardy, Mike Dussault, Paul Perillo, and Tamara Brown are here to do the grilling as your hosts. This week, the Patriots are home against the Chicago Bears.
James White tucks it under the right arm, cuts it upfield, driving forward, diving to the goal line! A touchdown! And a title for the Patriots!
I can't believe it!
Hardy, Mike Dussault, Paul Perillo, and Tamara Brown are here to get you ready for the game.
It's football time, fellas. Let's get into it.
Now, live from our studios inside Gillette Stadium, Patriots Nation, welcome to the Patriots Pregame Show presented by Dunkin.
And we're off on a Monday night football. Gillette Stadium, it's the Patriots playing host to the Chicago Bears as we get ready to put a bow on Week 7 in the NFL. My, how the time flies. It's Hardy, Mike Dussault, Paul Perillo, Tamara Brown here with you on the Patriots pregame show fueled by Dunkin. How we all feeling? How's everybody doing? You all right, Paul?
Doing all right.
Okay.
Strapping in for the long night, you know.
Well,
we've been
wow.
spoiled with these afternoon games, so now it's
We have been spoiled with the 1 o'clock games.
going late tonight.
You're right.
They've been delightful, but all the fun ends here, Tamara.
It does.
Right?
It really does.
It's like those gambling pamphlets when the fun stops. This is when the fun stops. We play the first of 5 primetime games.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to? Do you guys want to start talking about how much fun we're going to have here on Thanksgiving night? Should we? Could
Are you going to be here for those ones? Because some of us will be here, but I don't know if you were in
Good
for
call.
all those night
Good
games.
call, Deuce.
Wow, I will be here. I will be here. Don't you worry about
good.
that.
Is there something that more palatable about a Thursday night game when the whole weekend is coming as opposed to a Monday night game that right after you have a whole week of work to do?
Right, you're right in tomorrow morning. Don't even sleep tonight.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
jump right in.
Yeah. So
Don't even look at them.
Don't even.
Alex Shapiro, might be Shapiro. I would have said Shapiro 10 times out of 10 until Laughing Boy over here
Laughing
said,
Boy.
"Are we sure it's not Shapiro?" And now
Well, he stated examples, though. He has examples.
I'm wrought with
Prior
anxiety.
Shapiros.
I don't know. We'll find out when he joins us behind enemy lines here in a few minutes.
Hang up and not give a prediction.
But before that happens, we must get the keys to the game.
Why did you leave the keys up on the table? You wanted to.
You've waited all week for it.
The whole team's in the locker room right now, just listening to this, waiting to hear what you're going to say.
Without these keys, the Patriots are destined and doomed to fail.
Here are Hardy, Paul, Mike, and Tamara's keys to the game.
Why did I steal your key to the game also?
You have the key. You have the right one.
I'm just fiddle-leffing around with my headphones here. A little bit of a rattle in my left ear there, Matt. He doesn't care. I might have to swap these out at some point. I got a rattle. Got a rattle in my left ear.
You've been swapping out, though. You've been doing some swaps.
Okay, look, I'll handle it, Deuce.
Why you
Okay.
Deuce is a little feisty tonight. I could tell.
Yeah, everything.
I could tell.
I mean, the whole power in the
Just
building
say,
just went
yeah,
out. You're complaining about your headphones.
we like to pull the curtain back a little bit and let people in. About 10 minutes before the show started, we had like just a complete stadium-wide power outage. Poor Tamara was out in the hallway in pitch dark.
I was, and I'm scared of the dark.
All of us just sat here in the dark and we're like,
And I left.
All right. So I guess they'll play tomorrow night then.
I left my phones in here, so I couldn't even use my phone as a flashlight.
Yeah.
I was
just feeling blindly in the hallway. All of a
It was
sudden, you're
very
like,
scary.
The lights went on. I was thinking maybe they'll play it like Tuesday at 1.
Oh, from your lips to God's ears.
Not good for me.
No,
But anyway, the power's back on, and
we're
that's
here.
why you can hear us.
But and I'm complaining about a slight rattle in my headphones, but that's how I work. And yeah, I wouldn't say it was like a power. It was a power failure. Like it failed.
It was all out.
Everything was out.
Black.
It was crazy.
Couldn't see anything.
All right, let's get to the keys to the game.
This is crazy.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is
I just met
crazy.
you.
Without these keys,
Oh, I like that.
I missed it.
I just met you.
Oh,
This is crazy.
yeah, she took our order. Me, you, Mom, Audrey. We have the keys to the game from the 4 of us, and without them, good luck.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. So we'll start with Tamara. No. Yeah, we'll start with
No?
Tamara. Let's
Yeah.
mix it up.
Sure.
Mix it up. What's your key to tonight's game?
Don't be stupid. And I was texting Matt Morrell, and I was like, what's a nicer way to say don't be stupid? He was like, don't be stupid is a nice way to say don't be stupid. And I'm like, all right, let's go with it.
How about be smart?
I say embrace your full-blown 14-year-old girl. Don't be stupid.
Don't be
my
stupid.
God.
I mean, This is a game. This is a game where you really should win, like no problem. And I feel like if you go out there, and I talked about this earlier this week, if Mac Jones is the starter, which it looks like he might be tonight, I don't want him to go out there and play hero ball and think that he has to prove why he's light years better than Bailey Zappi. Just go out there, execute the game plan, take care of the football, get the win, period. Like, don't be stupid and try to do so much that you turn over the ball and make mistakes and give the Bears an opportunity to turn things around.
I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And
Excellent key.
Yeah.
I think Paul's is kind of along those lines, but maybe more specific.
Yeah, same kind of thing. Is just, protect the ball. Don't give the Bears any life. Don't make it easy for an offense that hasn't been able to do anything really all season. Don't turn the ball over. Just stay within yourself. If you happen to get a couple of penalties, you backed up 3rd and long, don't try to do too much. Punt the ball. This is one of those games you don't have to be reckless and go for 4th downs and try to make huge plays all night. Slow and steady wins the race in this one. Just, protect the ball, make the Bears earn everything they get, and this is a game that they really should win.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
So there we go. Don't be stupid. Protect the footballs.
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah, mine are same thing. I mean, I went with Bury the Bears just because it was a little throwback, to the 80s. Remember that?
Nope.
Nope.
Does anybody?
I do.
You weren't alive.
I do. I'm 110, so I remember these things.
110.
Yeah.
What's Bury the Bears?
So back.
That was in '85 when they
well,
went to the Super Bowl for the first
it
time.
was it was Raymond Berry, and it was a T-shirt. So a little throwback fun there, but I kind of the spirit of it is like Tamara's. Don't mess around. Like, this is a team you should beat. I think the results from the Jets, the Bills, the Dolphins from this weekend, like you have to win. Like, you want to keep pace in the AFC East. You're already in the doghouse right now, so you can't mess around. Everything Tamara and Paul said. Keep the ball safe. Don't fumble it. Run it, take what they give you, and win the game.
Okay.
Just don't mess around and bury them.
As has become my custom with the keys to the game, I come up with a pithy phrase, and then I figure, I'll decide what it means at the time. So I came up with scare the Bears, right?
It works. What does it mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
And if I had it to do over again, I would say, don't hibernate on the Bears.
Oh.
Okay.
Classic.
Classic me. Really?
Classic pig.
I did it again.
I am an absolute caution. I truly am. Oh, Hardy, you're a panic. Here's the thing. I would change it to don't hibernate on the Bears because do I think the Bears are a good football team? No, I do not. Do I think they have a reasonable chance of winning this game tonight? No, I do not. But we are not too far removed from a Patriots team where we said you can't look at any game on this schedule and say, well, there's a win, there's a win.
That is correct.
I mean, what do you have to go back? 3 whole weeks when we were saying that about this team? So I would say don't sleep on this team. Don't sleep on any team. You got to come out with a good effort in order to beat them. The Lions helped you out considerably, but that was a team that you don't know from week to week, especially this season in the NFL. This has been absolutely nuts. I know some people called the Panthers win over the Bucs yesterday. I wasn't one of them. I don't think you can reasonably say what team is going to show up for a specific team week in and week out through, 6 weeks now, or almost through 7 weeks of the NFL season. So don't think that you just go out there tonight and all you have to do is protect the football or don't turn it over in order to win the game. I think you have to give every team a fair amount of respect because I don't think anybody's all that good, and as bad as some of these teams are, they're not that bad, or certainly they're not so much worse than you were a few weeks ago. So just, keep that in mind.
Yeah, just about all their games have been close too, other than the second one against the Packers. But otherwise, they've been in all these games, so they've lost most of them. But I think you're right, and I mean, I think at the same time too, though, there's part of me that's a little bit curious if they were to, I don't know, Chicago comes out, puts a touchdown drive together, like put New England some pressure, a little bit of pressure on them, see how they react to that. But I think probably the story of the night will be Mac Jones coming back and just how well does he perform and does he look okay and does he seem like he's moving around and does he play the whole game? I know there's been some speculation that maybe they might.
Certainly doesn't sound like it.
No, it sounds like he's gonna go. So
let's get into this before we go behind enemy lines. The big story of the day in the last couple of days is who's going to be starting at quarterback for the Patriots tonight. Will it be Mac Jones? Will it be Bailey Zappi? The reports swirling around today have been mostly about Mac will play tonight, not start. He will play or play some tonight. What is the most recent report, Paul?
I mean, I think he will start. I think Mike Reese might have the most recent one where he said he expects both guys to play, but I think Mac Jones is expected to start. I think Albert Breer also had a tweet within the last, 20 minutes or so.
22 minutes.
So I think that the signs are pointing to both of these guys playing, which I think is worthy of discussion. I think it's a little odd, but I did find it interesting, the word choice that all the national guys seem to be using today. It's Mac Jones is expected to play. Not he is playing, not he is starting, or not he is the quarterback. He's expected to play. So I take that as I think both guys will see some action tonight by design, not because Mac goes out, plays a series or two, maybe the ankle's not responding great, and they have Bailey Zappi come in. I think they're both going to play by design.
Yeah, I think that goes back to Bill's kind of breakdown of day by day when he's saying, it's hard to predict how much Mac would be able to do on a Monday when we start practicing on Wednesday. Because after each day, you basically see, okay, how does he feel the next day? How does he feel the next day? So be interesting to see, if a lot of that speculation is because how did he wake up feeling today after a week of practicing?
Yeah, I mean, I think it started during the week when Reese first came out. Was he's expected to be ready to play. It was never like Mac will be back this week.
Absolutely.
It was, and I think that's still some of the speculation of, is Mac's camp putting it out there that he's ready to go, hopefully influence the coaching staff to make a decision. But I think, like Tamara said, it'll depend on his health, and it'll be interesting if they kind of flop guys around, and then you're gonna have a sample comparison.
Yeah. Also worth noting that for the first time they haven't elevated Garrett Gilbert off the practice squad.
Right.
The two elevations were Jamie Collins, so this will officially be his fourth stint with the team, and Bill Murray, the Cinderella story out of the William and Mary.
Cinderella boy.
The College of the William and Mary. So I think it's his first NFL game.
Yeah,
if
he's
I'm
been on
not
practice
mistaken,
squad
right?
for 2 years now, so third season.
Tamara's had enough of us.
So long, Tamara.
I think if with no Garrett Gilbert elevated to so that Mac is playing, right?
Yeah.
He's cleared to play
right.
and he's playing. You can't go into a game with one quarterback. Yeah. So now it's a matter of, is it Mac Jones unless he can't physically go, or is it both of them, or is Mac Jones strictly the back? There are all kinds of different permutations, but I think it's going to be, I believe the reports that we've seen, and Albert Breer said, in case there was any confusion, the Patriots will start quarterback Mac Jones tonight per source. To me, that's the first, he will start.
That's the first
way
one
it's
using the word
wording,
start.
Wording like that. He will start. I agree with you, Hardy.
Right. So that's the first time we're seeing that. That's from Albert Breer. That was 23 minutes ago. The notion, though, that Zappi and Breer says Bailey Zappi will back Jones up.
Yep.
I would have gone with backup Jones, but whatever.
Yeah, I like yours better.
You split the what is that?
You don't want to end with is it the preposition?
I think so.
I don't know.
I'm not a writer, so I don't.
I'm just.
You're not?
Oh.
Why do we hire these people? What are we doing?
The notion that it could be some kind of tag team quarterback tonight, it's like, no, that reeks of half measures. Either he can play or he can't play, and this is what I have a feeling we're going to be talking about a lot tonight in the pregame, is the wisdom of starting Mac Jones tonight or playing Mac Jones as your quarterback either predominantly or exclusively throughout this game. And, spoiler alert, I think it should have been Zappi tonight for any number of reasons. But I don't want to start going down that road. We have our Behind the Enemy Lines guest coming up here in a minute. But it does appear like it's going to be Mac Jones. Breer says he is going to start and he is going to play. And if that is the case, Paul, the only way I see Zappi getting into the game is mop-up duty, good or bad.
Yeah.
That's what I would like. I would like it to be that way. If Mac is ready to return, then I want it to be Mac's job. I think he should be the quarterback. I've sort of felt like that all along. But I don't think it sounds like that's going to be the case. I've seen too many people saying that they expect to see both of them tonight, including Joe Buck, who's doing the game and obviously was, involved in a production meeting with Bill Belichick.
Right.
So I think there's been enough smoke around there could be both of these guys playing tonight fire to just ignore it.
All right. Let's go behind enemy lines. Let's do it.
You know the view from New England,
We go behind enemy lines.
but what about the view from the other side?
And that's why you're our favorite pregame show guest every year.
You guys know you tell everybody that.
Oh, yeah?
I was on with you guys in 2018 Thursday Night Football.
Yep.
And I was told I was the favorite guest of the show.
Nope.
No.
Time now to go behind enemy lines.
My God, it's coming right for us.
And for this, we go to Alex. I'm going to go with Shapiro, but we've had an internal debate here, Alex. It could be Shapiro. Bears beat for NBCS Chicago. Thanks for being on the Patriots pregame show. Who's right? Is it Shapiro or Shapiro?
It is Shapiro. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to join you guys.
Nice.
But, yeah, it is Shapiro. I'm a Midwest Jewish boy. I think on the East Coast, the Jewish boys go by Shapiro.
Okay.
There you go. You learned you something.
I
there.
did. I learned. You did learn me something, Alex. Thank you.
I had no idea. Well, formerly of FS1 and has bounced around a little bit, but now covering the Chicago Bears. So are you in stadium with us tonight, or are you watching from afar, Alex?
No, I am not in stadium. I will be watching from the comfort of my home in Chicago.
It's a good spot.
do
Good
I
spot
wish I
for
was
you.
doing that.
Yeah,
Oh.
lucky. You're a lucky guy.
Hey, Alex,
Well, I don't know about that.
just to kick us off here, I've been seeing a lot of stuff about just the Bears' offensive line in this game, and it seems like they're going to be doing some juggling tonight. Could you kind of break down what's been going on and what you're expecting tonight from the offensive line?
Yeah, so the offensive line has definitely been a sore spot for the Bears, especially on the interior. They brought in Lucas Patrick as a free agent to kind of anchor it from the center position, but really early in training camp, he broke his thumb, and they were trying to work him back when he couldn't really snap the ball, so they moved him to guard. Then Cody Whitehair, who is pretty much the most consistent guy at left guard, goes down, so they move Lucas Patrick to the left side. Still not very good there. So now they're moving him back to center, where they hoped he was going to be all along, according to Mark Grody, who's a sideline reporter. And Michael Schofield, another guy who they signed in the offseason who failed to earn a starting spot, will be sliding into left guard. Tevin Jenkins is a guy who initially people thought was going to be a left tackle, then he was moved to right tackle. Now he's found a home at right guard, so that seems to be where things are settling right now. But then there's certainly question marks on the edges between Larry Borum, who's a second-year guy. He's played pretty solid, actually, the last two games. But then Braxton Jones, rookie, is playing left tackle, and he has struggled, especially against bull rushes. So really, up and down the lineup, there are kind of question marks. And they've been susceptible to stunts. They've been susceptible to, changes at the line, which is something I know Bill Belichick likes to dial up. So it will be interesting to see how this new look, if they do in fact go with the new look offensive line tonight, how that fares, because it's been a sore spot so far this season.
Well, it sounds like you just explained to me why, what my question's going to be, but just, looking at the Bears offense, Alex, and it's impossible to not notice just how limited the passing attack has been. Justin Fields only attempting 115 passes. Is this more about them not being comfortable with Justin Fields in year two, or is it more about the offensive line and all those struggles that you just illustrated?
I think it's more the struggles. I don't really believe the narrative that the coaching staff or the front office don't believe in Justin Fields. Nothing really to me truly suggests that. The lack of pass attempts, to me, comes from a few things. One is they've actually been really good running the ball. So they came in wanting to run the ball, and then they've been very successful running the ball. So that's something that they've leaned on. David Montgomery is a really strong runner, good in space, and Khalil Herbert, the backup, has been really excellent in the zone scheme that they've deployed also. Then the other thing is they simply haven't run a ton of plays. They haven't been very good on third down. They haven't been very good in the red zone. So for a variety of reasons, they haven't run a lot of plays, and that has led to the few passing attempts. But I really don't believe it has anything to do with any lack of trust or lack of confidence in Justin Fields.
We've been talking a lot this week about whether or not it was going to be Mac Jones or whether it was going to be Bailey Zappi here. Was there any discussion from the Chicago side about, like, you know, who the Bears might be facing here tonight? And I'm curious as to whether or not it would make a difference to people covering the Bears or following the Bears. Like, did it matter all that much, or was it just a conversation that people in New England were obsessed with?
No, you know, that is a conversation that we were having, and that was something we asked Alan Williams, the defensive coordinator. It's something we asked the head coach, Matt Eberflus, and they didn't really bite. You know, they basically said, yeah, you know, every once in a while you come up on a situation where you're not exactly sure who the quarterback is going to be, but one thing we do know is that, you know, they're going to be well coached, they're going to have a good offensive game plan, and whether it's Jones or whether it's Zappi, they wouldn't give any clues that they would, you know, have a wildly different game plan. You know, people would say, hey, are you going to develop more blitzes if it's Zappi instead of Mac Jones, stuff of that nature. They wouldn't really bite. So it's hard to say, but I would imagine because of that great offensive plan that, you know, the Patriots will have, that it won't change a lot of what the Bears will try and do. They like to say a lot also. This is something that comes up a lot. We prepare against a nameless, numberless defense. We want to do what we do best. And if we do what we do best, it doesn't really matter what the offense on the other side is doing. So that's kind of their approach.
Along those lines, just on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, it seems almost a little bit of a mirror image of the Bears' offense, and, you know, that their passing defense really good, rushing defense not so great. But, you know, just what do the games actually look like? And you know, what do you expect tonight? Patriots, some uncertainty at quarterback, obviously a pretty good couple running backs there for the Patriots. What do you think the Bears are going to try to throw at them?
Yeah, so last week we did see an increase in blitzing, and that's really not what the Bears want to do. They want to get home with their front four guys and then play some, you know, cover two zone schemes. Now, they'll throw in some man coverage, but they also like to disguise things and leave a lot of guys in coverage to force takeaways. They want to force mistakes. It's very bend, don't break. That pass rush, however, has not been very good. So they have started mixing in blitzes, so it'll be, again, interesting to see if that continues. Again, they were playing a little coy where they're like, yeah, you know, maybe it was because of what we saw against the Commanders that we blitzed a lot. Or maybe it's because we needed to generate some pass rush on our own. You know, we'll kind of let you figure that out as things go on. So I wouldn't be necessarily surprised if the Bears throw in more blitzes, but typically they want to get home with those front four guys. It's just that Robert Quinn hasn't been the Robert Quinn that we saw last season. And then the younger guys, Travis Gibson, Dominique Robinson, have also struggled to get home. Now, the key is in the secondary. Jalen Johnson has been a lockdown cornerback when he's healthy. He's missed a few games with an injury. And then Eddie Jackson, playing free safety again, has been very good. He's cleaned up his tackling. He's great as the last line of defense as that last tackler, and then also creating takeaways.
What can you tell us about our old friend N'Keal Harry?
That was going to be my question.
You know, obviously he's a former first-round pick for the Patriots here, and I know he's been injured, but, you know, how has he fit in Chicago?
Well, that is a great question. I think we're all looking forward to seeing that because, unfortunately, N'Keal Harry's missed a lot of time with an ankle injury. So he hurt himself. It was either late in training camp or right as the season. No, it was in training camp. Hurt his ankle. So we didn't get to see a lot of him. But what we did see was kind of inconsistent. You would see plays in one-on-ones where he's using his body, coming up with a contested catch. You go, oh, wow, this is what, you know, the Patriots probably saw when they made him a first-round pick. And then other times he'd be open and he'd drop the ball, and it'd be kind of head-scratching. It's like, man, how do you drop that? You're wide open in 7-on-7. But then he got hurt, so that obviously delayed his ability to develop any kind of chemistry with Justin Fields, and he only very recently started practicing again. So he was medically cleared before the Thursday night game. But since the Bears only held walkthroughs, they made him a healthy scratch. So this is probably going to be the first game for N'Keal Harry playing as a Chicago Bear, and I think people are really interested to see how he fits in because the Bears have been looking for their number 2 wide receiver behind Darnell Mooney. Equanimous St. Brown's flash at times. Byron Pringle has also been dealing with injuries. Velus Jones has barely gotten on the field as a rookie. So there is a real opportunity for N'Keal Harry to get involved. But what I will say, the Bears have been really disciplined about using ramp-up periods for their injured players. So there's a good chance that he only plays 10, 15 snaps tonight on offense.
All right. Well, we'll be watching for that, and we'll also be curious to find out from you, Alex, if you have predicted a final score from this game. We always ask our Behind the Enemy Lines guests to give us a score prediction, winner, loser, final score. Have you made one, and what is it?
You know, I have every week I go through 3 keys for the Bears to win, whether it's an upset or whether it's a game they're expected to win, although there are not many more games I think the Bears will be expected to win. I do have the Patriots winning by a touchdown. I'm going to be honest, off the top of my head, I don't remember exactly what the number was.
We'll make it 24-17.
Something like that. I think it was a little less than that. I think I had the Bears losing by a touchdown, and whatever the under was, I think I have the under coming through as well.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Well, Alex, I'm wondering, though, since you did attend USC, did people try and call you Shapiro when you were in school?
You know, I did get some Shapiros at school. It happened.
Yeah.
You're really fixated on this, aren't you, Hardy?
Well, I it's the pleasure of finding things out, Paul.
It's the stories you tell.
Oh, it's look, as a Midwesterner, he's Shapiro, but he said on the coast it becomes Shapiro, and I see in his bio he went to USC, so I thought it was a decent question, Alex.
It was a decent question, and I appreciate you trying to find the truth and trying to find these things out. These are good questions. So yes, it's not the first time I've been called Shapiro.
Okay.
My friends typically call me A-Shap, though, so we just avoid the topic entirely. A-Shap, you lose the Eero, you lose the Iro, no problem.
That's a good nickname. I like that. A-Shap, thanks for joining us behind enemy lines. We appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, there he goes. Alex Shapiro there. He's good.
You couldn't do that, though, Hardy. You'd be our poo.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why we didn't name our son Carson, because we didn't want him to be Carpool. We didn't want people to give him that nickname.
Okay, all right.
There you go. So there we go, Alex. All right.
Carson was in the mix?
Yeah, it is my father's first cousin's name.
Okay.
Special person?
He was like an uncle to me. He was, and I always liked the name Carson. It was kind of like an old Southern name, and I'm like, oh, Carson, that'll be cool. Okay. But both my wife and I really like Calvin and Hobbes, so that's how he got the name.
It's great.
All right, we're done with that. We're all done with that. Good stuff from Alex, though. There, the N'Keal Harry thing,
sounded like us
playing his first real game in the Chicago Bears back in Gillette Stadium, and that's exactly what I thought. I'm like, wow, that's got a familiar ring to it. Yeah. Really liked it for him to establish
I don't know anything
himself.
about this guy. He talked about him being wide open and dropping the ball. I never saw him wide open. So.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No,
wow.
It wasn't a stretch when he was describing, sort of the frustrations that were N'Keal Harry.
The injuries, and you don't really you saw a little
injuries
bit.
and inconsistency.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
That defined his 3 years here.
But you're right. It's like, wait a second. Maybe it's not the N'Keal Harry. Ours couldn't separate and get open. So
Snarky Paul was the wheels would turn.
Right.
Yeah, but look. We just made a new friend. Let's not.
We did. Right. Yeah, that was a very pleasant.
He was a
chin wag, as you like to call them.
I do. All right. I want to grab some calls here, boys.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. We'll start with Pat Nagawam up first here on the Patriots Pregame Show, fueled by Dunkin. What's going on, Patty?
What's up, everyone?
How we doing?
Hey, Patty.
All right. Hey, Paul, when you said the power went out, the first thing I thought of was the 96-97 AFC Championship game.
Yeah, I was there. And evidently it went out twice, according to a lot of people in the press box.
Yeah, not here, though. Morel's got luck.
I only remember it going out once, but I just want to say, this game, as silly as this may sound, you look at what happened on Sunday. Miami winning, the Jets winning. This has sort of become a must-win game.
Well, it's a must-win. It's a must-win, period. I mean, you can't lose to the Chicago Bears at home.
We can't lose this. And Pat, I don't want to cut you off because I'm sure you have more, but for Mac Jones, if he does, in fact, start the game tonight, this is the most pressure I think he's been under going back to the playoff game last year, which, as it turns out, there really wasn't all that much pressure because you were so overmatched that, there wasn't anything you can do. So it's you got to win your games. You got to win a lot of games if you want to be in the playoffs. You got to be a team like Chicago, and if you're Mac Jones, you got a lot of pressure on you to go out there and prove tonight that they're doing the right thing by bringing you back and not sticking with Zappy for at least one more game.
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt. And to me, like the big key is, don't let Fields run all over you, because I got a feeling that they're gonna take a page out of Cleveland's playbook from last week, where they're gonna say, these guys are probably gonna gear up and try and stop the run, so let's try and take some shots downfield on these guys, and if it's not there, he's gonna try and escape and try and run all over us. So let's go, baby. I got the Pats winning 34-10. And tell Tamara in my house, we don't say don't be stupid. We say don't be a Pat Bowen. That's all I got.
Oh, all right.
Oh, my
Thank
God.
you very much.
Wow.
For a while, we had to stop. That was the S word in our house. Yeah. There was so much stupid being thrown back and forth between the children that word was banned.
Made the list.
Yeah.
I probably should have banned some words. Bad parenting.
Yeah.
I would be stunned if the Bears came out and tried to throw the ball down the field all over the place tonight. Like, they want to run the ball. I mean, I don't know why anybody would see what Cleveland did last week and think, that looked like a good plan. The other team's gearing up to stop the run, so let's have my, offensively challenged passing game try to dictate the way we play.
Well, you got N'Keal Harry coming back, so
I don't think. I mean, I'm not saying they're not going to throw the ball. And maybe they will throw it more than they have, but I don't think they're going to come out throwing it all over the place. It's a pretty wet night here, whether it's raining at game time or not. It's pretty wet out there. It's not a night that you want a quarterback who has been attempting fewer than 20 passes more often than not, throwing it all over the yard. Like Jacoby Brissett had 40-some-odd passes last week, right? 45, I think.
I don't see it. I mean, I think the thing that scares me a little bit is just if they did run more with Fields, but that's a more specific situation where it's third down. You get the third down and then he squirts out and picks up a first down. They just haven't done a lot of that. I think that's what's surprising to me with the Bears. It's just they haven't really incorporated his legs as much as I think they probably could. Maybe tonight they spring something on them, a couple plays. It's hard to see it, though, being a core part of their offense that they're really going to get a win out of. But I think you're right, Paul. If they go throwing at this Patriots defense, good luck.
Jim Murray had a great line regarding Justin Fields earlier when he said, I don't know what they've done to him in Chicago, but he went from this, great passer from Ohio State to a guy who looks like he's throwing the ball with a shoe on his hand, which I thought, it just looks like something they've either changed him mechanically or he just can't adapt to the speed or something at this level. And you see what the results are like. He's still obviously got some tools available to him just within himself. The N'Keal Harry thing was funny. That was not lost on me, dude.
I was literally questioning that. I was like, is it him, being a bust in the NFL, or is it bad coaching, or is it both? Like, what's happening? I find it hard to believe that Justin Fields is last in passing attempts, last in completions, and then being sacked on 20% of his passes. It's just not what I predicted, and so I'm like, is it him just not growing? Paul? Is it bad coaching? Is it
poor caddying?
Not having stars around him? Like
Alex put it on. I mean, that's why I asked that question to Alex, and he put it on the offensive line.
Okay.
Like it's not if they don't throw the ball because they can't protect them, and I think when you have a situation like that, you are going to look like you can't throw the ball because you don't do it often enough. You never establish a rhythm. I think to a lesser extent it's happening a little bit with the Jets. We'll talk about this next week when we have our next show because right now Zach Wilson's not throwing the ball really at all, and the only difference is they're winning. They're 4-0 since Zach Wilson came back, but he's been a very small part of their success. His numbers are near the bottom, if not the bottom, of the league as well. I think it's not necessarily about the fact, as Alex said, the coaches having no faith in Justin Fields, but I think right now that they're broken, and they have a long way to go to fix it. I was a little surprised that Alex picked the game to be as close as he did.
Let's go to Floyd in Michigan on the Patriots pregame show. Floyd, what's going on?
Good evening, everybody. I began by saying that I am Team Dak.
Okay, good.
I have a stat that I would like to quote that I got from Mr. Paul last week, who was killing it on Patriots Unfiltered. And I also have a question to ask.
Okay.
The stat is, Mac Jones in 21 games that he has started has thrown 20 interceptions. This is a bit surprising because we were so told that he doesn't turn the ball over and he's accurate. The question that I want to ask, in the last 10 games, and I'm using it this way so I don't want to hear it's a team sport crowd. I don't want to hear their excuses or the defense crumbled down the stretch. None of those. In the last 10 games that he's played, 3 this year, 7 last year, can you please tell me how many of those games he played well in?
Mac Jones.
I would say probably like 4. I mean,
I think that's on the high side, sir.
Okay.
So this isn't an opinion.
I apologize.
There is a correct answer.
Don't do this. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I take it back.
Yeah, I mean, off the top of my head, I would say games that he was okay in. Jacksonville. I think, to a lesser extent, the Buffalo playoff one. I think he had some signs he played well. I think he played well against Baltimore. In the game this year, maybe 3. Maybe I'm down to 3. I don't know. I'm trying to think of all of those games to get to 10, because they lost 4 of the last 5, right? And then 3, so that's 8. So what are the 2 before the? He didn't do anything in the Buffalo game that immediately preceded it. Was the Tennessee game
or
before that?
Atlanta? I'm not sure.
Okay, so if it was the Atlanta, then we're down to 3 because he didn't do much in that game either.
The last 7 from last year were the Bills, Dolphins, Jags, Bills, Colts, Bills, Titans.
Okay, so Titans he played well. I thought the playoff game against Buffalo he played reasonably well. He wasn't terrible in the home game against Buffalo either. I thought he played well, obviously, against Jacksonville. Admittedly, that one doesn't really count. And I thought the Baltimore game for 2.5 quarters were as good as I've ever seen him play. Now, obviously, the entirety of the game counts. I would say he played okay in that game because you can't just ignore the turnovers. But he played really well at times in the Baltimore loss in Week 3.
I think some of the mistakes are hard to overcome. That's
right.
They couldn't overcome the mistakes. And so I think, I get what Floyd's trying to say. And he hasn't played all that well.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that there are games where maybe you're saying he didn't play that well, but he probably could have if he had overcome some mistakes, I think he could have. I think that's the step you're looking for Mac to take. I get the point Floyd's making. He needs to turn it around. He needs to play well in a game that I don't want to say he plays well in a game that he doesn't play well in, but just in a game that it's a little bit of a struggle. I don't think he's had that game, and the games that he's won have all felt vaguely similar. They're in front. They play well. They don't turn the ball over too much.
That to me is
they run it.
The bigger picture.
He's part of the machine, and I don't think we can't make the argument that you've seen a game where the machine wasn't really running that well, but Mac Jones just willed them to victory, and I think that's what a lot of people are waiting for.
Floyd, thanks for the call. We appreciate it. We're going to continue with more of the Patriots pregame show fueled by Dunkin. And remember, just because it's coming up on 7 o'clock here, still time for Dunkin. Got mine going right here. Deuce has his.
It's already gone.
Tamara has hers.
I ate my dozen of donuts.
Yeah, Paul had his daily dozen donut snack. So it's always game on with Dunkin', which is why grabbing a coffee is the most important game day ritual, because the best call for football is Dunkin', the official coffee of the New England Patriots. America runs on Dunkin'.
TouchView Interactive from the Yokers Company offers New England's leading schools and businesses technologically advanced and easy-to-use interactive displays, providing enhanced collaboration and improved student outcomes in the classroom, and an easy way to foster communication and teamwork in any business environment. Available in multiple sizes, TouchView also offers a built-in PC, allowing for easy use through video conference systems. For more information, visit okers.com.
Get in on the action with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the New England Patriots. New customers can download the DraftKings app now and play free for millions in prizes using code PATS. That's code PATS only at DraftKings. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. Verizon. the network America relies on, and the official 5G network of the New England Patriots. Patriot Place is the region's #1 shopping, dining, and entertainment destination. Shop your favorites, including Vineyard Vines, Express, Olympia Sports, Petco, and more. Enjoy dining at one of our 19 restaurants, including 6 String Grill and Stage, Scorpion Bar, and Bar Louie. And don't forget about the entertainment. Explore your inner artist at Muse Paint Bar, watch a movie at Showcase Cinema Deluxe, or grab a controller and start gaming at Helix Esports. For a complete directory listing, please visit patriot-place.com.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
There's no season better than football season. And there's no better place to get in on all of the action than with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy sports partner of the New England Patriots. To add to the thrill, DraftKings has millions of dollars in prizes up for grabs every week. So head to the app now and check it out. If you haven't tried it yet, fantasy football is easy to play. Just pick 9 players, stay under the salary cap, and pile up points for yards, touchdowns, receptions, and so much more. There's no better way to put your football knowledge to the test than to compete for a shot at $1 million in total prizes. Download the DraftKings app now and use promo code PATS to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes every week. That's promo code PATS to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes every week, only at DraftKings. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Join the conversation by calling the Ace Ticket hotline at 855-PATS-500 or email the show at webradio@patriots.com.
But if Brissett's the quarterback, he's not getting him the ball anyway, so yeah, put Jones on.
Why not? What does it even matter?
Live from our studios inside Gillette Stadium, here's Hardy.
We got loaded lines here. We got a big night at Gillette Stadium. We got Tamara trying to sneak in a donut while we're coming back from break. She's like, I don't care. I'm hungry. That's all right.
I need all the sugar tonight.
You need sustenance is what you need.
Sugar, caffeine,
right?
need it all.
Maybe get yourself some Dom's. Dom's is now the official steak tip of the New England Patriots. Dominate the grill. Classic. This season with the Tailgate Box subscription, visit domsausage.com to choose your plan and get a curated box filled with their quality meats delivered to your doorstep, ready to grill for the game. You will be the MVP of the tailgate season. Let's get back to the phones here. Let's do it. Let's talk with Rozzy, who is in Los Angeles. Rozzy, thanks for joining us here on the
guys,
Patriots.
how's it going?
Hey, I'll go. What's going on?
I don't know what just happened. So I wanted to say one thing. I don't know if I've heard you guys say, but I'm excited about Mac coming back to the team into the offense that's sort of been tuned for Zappy. So I think the coaching has gotten better. The play calling has gotten better. And they had to be creative to make Zappy win. And I think Mac's coming back to this offense. I'm excited to see him.
Okay, I would say
what do you
this.
guys think of that?
Well, I would say number one, if you're going to go back the last 3 games, Green Bay was a nice performance, and we're all trying to figure out what was going on. The very next game was the Detroit Lions, correct? That was the game for the defense. I give the defense all the credit in the world for that win.
Right.
I think what we've seen out of Bailey Zappi in that game, and last week too, to a certain extent, is a guy who was protecting the ball well. Not doing a lot. I don't think that the play calling or necessarily the offense has been that much better, like days and night and day different. I think it's been a little simplified, and I think the defense has really stepped up. I want to give credit where it's due, and I think most of it goes to the defense.
And I think they had to do that with Zappy. They had to go back to sort of some of the basic things that they did last year and, simplify the offense a little because he's not at the level, I don't think, that Mac Jones is.
Yeah.
And I think it's a limited offense. And I think it works when your defense is dominating, like Hardy said. I think that they took the ball away something like 7 times the last 2 games. That they have direct touchdowns. Scoop and score touchdown against Detroit, 24 points off of turnovers on the Cleveland game. 24 of their points. So, that's a big part of the story. You guys can offer the news that just came up over the Twitter machine.
Rosie, thanks for the call. Yeah, you want to give us the inactives?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Deuce's mic.
Let's get your mic on.
Oh, his mic isn't on, so I'm taking it.
Okay.
You snooze, you lose.
Oh, there I am. Hi. Go ahead.
Sean Wade, Christian Barmore, Kendrick Bourne, Josh Bledsoe, Josh Uche, Kevin Harris, and Isaiah Wynn.
You ain't playing, guy.
Isaiah Wynn, who reportedly scrubbed his Instagram this week of all Patriots things as well.
I saw that.
I don't do that. I don't really investigate that kind of thing. But it's interesting. Clearly, he will not be starting at right tackle. He had been starting at right tackle, so I'm guessing that you're going to get Marcus Cannon back in there and starting. And I think Barmore is significant too. I mean, that's unfortunate. Left the game last week, so
the Bears are screwed. Lamar Jackson's inactive. They got no shot.
How'd they get Lamar?
They have no shot without Lamar.
Oh, it's
Jackson.
the other Lamar.
This is a cornerback. Isaiah Wynn. So that means Marcus. I don't like that because that means Marcus Cannon has to play full time. I already think he looked very limited in part-time work. I thought he struggled. I think that was part of the reason why they were going back and forth a little bit. Maybe his conditioning's a little bit better. A week later. But anytime you lose some of your layers of depth, Mike, it's not good. I mean, I kind of was expecting to be without Bourne, Barmore, and Uche based on the way it kind of looked during the course of the week, but I wasn't expecting necessarily to have no Isaiah Wynn. I know he hasn't played well. I'm not saying, oh, my God, what are they going to do without Isaiah Wynn? He hasn't been really good, but I do worry about what that means with Marcus Cannon having to go, full time.
And you don't really have a third tackle right now to block. So I mean, if you're going to try to attack this Bears,
right? Because Kajust is on IR, right?
Kajust is on IR still, so there isn't an easy swap in there. I mean, you're looking probably Michael Onwenu would be your third tackle if you had to swing some things around. So it's just an interesting move to me at this point. I mean, Isaiah Wynn's had a lot of penalties and mistakes, and he's been such a target for everybody that wants to complain right now, and it seems like they finally have made the move. I guess I'm just surprised that it comes where they bench him, where they have no depth really.
Good news is you get Lawrence Guy back.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And John Jones.
Jonathan Jones is back. Nelson Aguilar.
Damian Harris.
As well. Damian Harris. We're rattling them off now.
Well, Damian Harris was removed for the injury report.
Yeah. So that was, I thought he might miss a few weeks. I think at the time it was reported that hamstring might be a little bit of a lingering problem. So good to have both those guys back, and Kevin Harris goes out now. So you do have Pierre Strong as well, but we'll see.
Do you think they're benching Isaiah Wynn, or are they receiving interest for Isaiah Wynn?
Oh, no, he's hurt. He was on the injury report all week. He was limited every day at practice.
Mm.
It's the same as Christian Barmore.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. They didn't practice all week, and obviously his injury was significant enough. He would not be not playing if he was healthy enough to play.
You don't have any depth.
Marcus Cannon could be starting over him.
Yeah.
To Tamara's point.
Yeah.
They could have decided, well, it's time. Like I think they kind of decided that last week. We're going to play Cannon more than Wynn. I think Cannon got more snaps than Wynn against Cleveland.
Yeah.
But I don't think he would just be inactive if he was healthy.
Because I think it's weird that allegedly he scrubbed his Instagram. That's weird timing because it's are you hurt or are you going somewhere? It's just weird.
Mean, that absolutely could be. I just think that they're kind of separate.
Yeah.
That absolutely could be happening because November 1st, that's a good point. Good point. November 1st is the trade deadline. If he's nursing an injury, you know what? Let's play. We want to trade you. Let's play it safe. And then he got mad because that hurts his that's hurting his value.
Because it is weird timing that it all happened.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Absolutely.
Let me just take this
up. Just talk me into it.
Let me
Tamara. She talked me into it.
I think it's a bit of both. I mean, it's obviously the injury thing. You don't practice. Okay, that may, he's not going to play.
I did a rare 180 right there.
No, you didn't do a 180. I think you were allowing for a dual possibility.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
It's crazy.
Well, let me
I would never allow it if it were Fred.
all the more reason if you knew this was going to be taking place, and it's like, okay, it's going to be Kenny. He's going to be out there full time. He doesn't look great. What is the reason for going with Mac Jones tonight and not Bailey Zappi? Because every question that I ask about this game, the answer comes back Bailey Zappi. Do you need your best quarterback to beat this team coming into Gillette Stadium tonight?
No, but you need him to get his feet wet before next week.
Why?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? Why does he need to get his feet wet? He knows how to play football.
Yeah, but
that's what practice is for. That's what he played last year for. We're not putting him in cold.
I mean, it's just like Dak, for example. What was yesterday was his first game back in a couple weeks. Got to put him in there.
Yeah.
So,
well, he's the starter.
To me, it's all about health. Yeah. Like if I think you're asking this question out of the premise that you don't think he's healthy.
He's not 100%. Who is 100%?
No, but I don't think he'll be 100% the rest of the year.
Okay, if he's 80% tonight, right? Do you need him to beat the Bears?
No.
What are the conditions going to be like out there? Good for somebody with a high ankle sprain, or could it be a little bit slick?
It could be a little slick.
Could be a little bit slick.
But is he healthy enough to play? It would be my question. And I don't have this. I don't have the answer. So it's one of those things that you should never do. I'm asking questions I don't know the answers to.
I know. Well, I know all the answers to these when I ask them anyway. Do they have a nice long rest before this big game against the Jets?
No.
Or is it a short week? Actually, it's like a day and a half because you've got a Monday night and then you got the early game coming up on Sunday.
I love the short week talk. Love it.
It is a short week. It's shortened by a day and a half.
It is.
It's significantly
shorter. It's regular rest after a Monday night game. You have to play Monday night games occasionally.
Okay, but you don't have to bring back your quarterback with a high ankle sprain at the very first opportunity.
I wish the troops well coming back. Hopefully they can make it.
Well, Hardy,
4 to 6 week injury. Here he is one day after 4 weeks, and you're putting him out here tonight when you don't even need him.
Just putting in the table. Now I got crackle into my headphones.
I need like a little the judge hammer. Order in the court. I need that. None of us are doctors. We can't read the X-rays. According to
thanks, Bill. Okay.
We can't read the X-rays.
Right.
So don't ask us.
That's what you needed order in the court for, to tell me that none of us are doctors?
None of us are doctors, so we can't tell you if you should be out there or not.
I can tell.
According to Bill.
Guess what? I'm not a doctor, and I can tell you he shouldn't be out there. They should get Bailey Zappi one more start, get him that much closer to full health so that he is at his best for the Jets, as opposed to coming off a short week and going out there tonight and, God forbid, making things worse.
But that's the part that I don't know is how much better would he be next week if he doesn't play this week?
Maybe another 5% better?
I don't know. That's to Tamara's point.
Is he going to get worse?
He probably won't be feeling better after playing. I agree.
Okay.
I would agree with you.
If he didn't play, is there any chance he gets worse between now and Sunday? I would say there's no chance he gets worse.
No, I just said I agree with you on that.
So
would you have to wait. You have to weigh that.
No.
Oh, see, I would play him if he's healthy enough to play. But you have to weigh that with how much better he'll be in his second game after not having played for a month.
It depends on how much he's actually going to play tonight, no matter whether it's him or Zappi. Like, how much are they really going to be throwing the ball? Hopefully, they're just going to run the crap out of it.
Well,
and that's all they're going to need to do to beat this team.
If that's the case, then you could sway me that why bother? If you're going to run the ball 40 times tonight, I don't think they will. I think they'll have a conventional game plan and go out and try to run their offense. Yeah. I think they'll throw 30, 35 passes tonight.
I think you're giving up the opportunity to get him a little bit healthier and giving Zappi one more start in a game where he's probably not even going to have the opportunity to wow you and create more of a quarterback controversy here. It's the Bears. You're going to go out there. You're going to do just enough to win. Hopefully your defense is going to show up. And, whether it's Zappi or Mac Jones out there tonight, hopefully you win this game 17-3. And that's it. And it barely matters who's quarterback in the team.
I wouldn't like that.
No, I'm at a point right now where Zappi, I think, played pretty well. And I think a lot of the conversations we've had over the last couple of weeks have been he's played pretty well. They haven't really asked a ton of him, but he's done what they've asked of him. And you're left with a feeling of, there's been conversation to have about what's the difference between Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi. And so at this point, I just want to get Mac Jones back in there to find out what the heck we have with Mac Jones. And can Mac Jones take this offense to the next level? I'm sick of kind of treading water with Bailey Zappi, and we're going to go out there and watch him play a terrible Bears defense and light it up again. Like, let's get Mac back in there. I don't care if he's not really that healthy yet. Like, let's find out with Mac Jones.
So this gets us to was it Razi?
Yeah.
That talked about the offense. I think that's a great point that you dovetail right into that call, Mike. Yeah, I think some people like looking forward to Mac coming back with the offense that Bailey Zappi had. I'm not one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go Mac coming back, playing in an offense that's at a more sophisticated level in terms of making some opportunities for bigger plays. Now, I'm not talking about the execution. The execution in the last 2 weeks offensively was much better than it was the first 3 weeks when Mac Jones played. That's a different argument. But I'm talking about what you're trying to do. I don't want to just have Mac Jones hand the ball off and throw on play action to see if he can catch somebody. Play action's all well and good. I want to use that. But I think there were elements that they were trying to incorporate into the offense earlier in the season and throughout the offseason and training camp that Mac Jones was getting more and more comfortable with. And I thought they made some more of those plays against Baltimore that I think if they can get more consistent with that, can bring the offense to a different level. I know what this offense can do. It can beat up on the weaklings. You know, it's like A Few Good Men. All they did was beat up on a weaker kid. That's all they did today. All you did was beat the Detroit Lions 2 weeks ago. I need to see it against a team that will fight back. And I don't think that offense is capable of fighting back against a really good team. I think if you get in a shootout with Kansas City or Buffalo or Cincinnati, I think you're going to be in trouble trying to play offense the way they played offense the last couple of weeks.
It's a hell of a thing to ask for Mac Jones to come back in and, let's start making the offense a little more sophisticated with the guy who's running the offense, who's also running the offensive line, which is now down one of their starters. So it's a lot for Matt, to ask of Matt Patricia. It's a little bit to ask of Mac Jones in his first game back. To me, it all still points to one more start for Zappi would have been just fine with me, but it looks like it.
Oh, I wouldn't have been upset if that. But if Mac Jones is healthy enough to play, then I would have played him. I think Mike and I have been lockstep with that as the Max suck-up supporters.
Yeah, right.
I've been called worse.
How do we end up here?
I don't know how. Believe me, I don't know how I ended up here, but that's where I am.
I think he's I still think he's the guy. I just don't think he has to be the guy tonight. You don't need the guy. You need a guy.
I think Hardy's coming down with a case of Zappy fever.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I'm feeling a little,
a little bit.
A little peakish.
Just a little bit.
Let's go to Melvin in Tennessee. Melvin, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, y'all? What's going on?
Hey, Mel.
Hey, when the schedule came out last year and even going to the beginning of this year, this was the most winnable game for me. It's a team that probably throws for 150 yards, gives the ball to Montgomery for 3 yards 20 times. This is just a lot for me. There's nothing really about the Bears that really could scare me. I'm going to say 27-13.
Okay.
It's almost one of those games where like they can do nothing but, get me on the negative side because I don't think much of the Bears at all. Fred says we can't pencil in wins. You can use a marker for this one.
This one maybe.
Yeah, this one shouldn't be that much to do. I would like to see Thornton do stuff. Just everybody else, the new pieces develop and get some stuff going a little bit more to propel us into next week. But I don't. Like I said, this should be an easy win for us. Should be.
All right, Melvin. Thank you.
There's almost pressure because of that. I mean, I agree.
I feel a lot of pressure simply because, first of all, I didn't watch any of the Bucs-Panthers game, but to get on ESPN afterwards and see that, I was like, huh? Especially for a Panthers team that, just like the Bears, is just struggling from all aspects. I was like, 21-3? You trade your wide receiver, you traded your running back. Like how do you? Yeah.
It's got to be like some kind of psychological principle behind that. Like a team like cleans out their coach, and then the team suddenly plays like
against the
pretty
spread.
well. Like
take
there's
those
got to be something
every year. Take those teams the week after they fire the coach. We talked to RJ Bell about it last year. Yeah, I can't remember what he said, but I'm still sticking with it. Whether there's math to back it up or not.
Some sort of principle.
I love it.
Something principle.
I love it. Brandon in Atlanta. Hello, Brandon.
Your favorite.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
First, I would like to say hello to Mayor. I've never called when you've been here, so I'd like to just say that it's great to have a lady in the Patriots, box and talking her stuff and knowing what she knows.
Hi, Brandon.
All right, how you doing? First, I got a statement, I guess. I kind of feel like this is going to be a game, like the last caller said, we should win. But I feel like it's going to be like a 21-3 lead. Then we do something stupid in the second half, and we only win by like 4, like 24-20 or something, just because we seem to just be making mental mistakes that we never made before. And it's blowing my mind, and it's really worrying me because there's some teams going down the line that we could beat that we won't be able to beat if we keep jumping off sides or if we keep moving at the line of scrimmage, illegal formations and stuff of that nature. So I worry about that. But my question is, and y'all kind of alluded to it before, a couple callers about the trade deadline and everything. I'm picking up what Tamara was putting down. I kind of agree with the Wynn situation, the scrubbing of his Instagram account, his quote-unquote shoulder and him being injured. I don't know. I mean, he's been a liability, so I wouldn't mind. I mean, I wouldn't, be broken up if he's moved, but just an opinion, I guess. Do I think there's going to be any big moves bringing in or sending somebody out? Or if, better yet, if y'all were Belichick, what would y'all do?
That's tough. I mean, and it's a good question. We talked about a lot on the show a little bit this week of, what position would you go to? It's I mean, I know people want to talk about receiver, could they move one of those guys, but it's you're going to get rid of Nelson Aguilar and bring somebody in, and it's hard to see how you come out making the team better by that. It's just you're kind of splitting hairs at that point. Yeah.
The rumors.
I mean, everybody needs offensive line depth right now, so it's hard to be like, they'll just go trade for another tackle. Like, I think everybody wants a tackle. I mean, I'm sure there are teams that will be lining up for Isaiah Wynn as much as he's been, not really that reliable between the injuries and the penalties. So, it's tough to say because I like a lot of the rookies. I don't want to take Jack Jones out or Marcus Jones by bringing another cornerback. So, you got a lot of good safeties too. So, it's tough. It's tough to say what position are they going to be in, but. I mean, I think we're in this place of the season right now, like last year, where the Patriots are going to kind of roll through these next few weeks. I expect that they'll probably win tonight pretty, fairly easily. Sam Ehlinger and the Colts next week, or the Jets, next week, and then the Colts after that. They have an opportunity to do the same thing they did last year, but how can they get to that next level? That's my question.
And the one thing I would say, Brandon, is I agree with a lot of what you said, except for the dumb mistakes down the stretch. It's not the Lions. In terms of a team that will just shoot themselves in the foot and make a game closer than it should be or lose it outright. Let's save that for Detroit. That's that's kind of that's been their calling card for decades, and they proved it again yesterday. So,
one last thing, I
sure.
would just say, I hope that we don't move Bourne. I have been hearing that rumor too. I really like Bourne. He's he's a good dude. Like I watched his Do Your Life over the weekend, and he's just a good dude, and he seemed like a locker room type of guy, and I hope we don't move him. I mean, it's not looking good because we don't really use him a lot, but I just hope if we do move anybody, it's not him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree as far as the personality goes. I mean, I think he's that's what we made him so endearing last year when he came in, and he's just always got a smile, and, I think you love having guys like that on the team, but his role has not grown this year, and I think a lot of people were picking him as like the breakout guy of the receiving core, and just hasn't been the case.
Especially today, if we see Tyquan Thornton go out there and get a lot more snaps with him not out, and he does have another productive game with 2 touchdowns. I think that could open up the doors for something like that to potentially happen. Unfortunately, just because Tyquan Thornton is a little bit cheaper too.
I know you got to get him. He's the
cheaper.
future. You got to get him on the field, and I think he's a big part of where they need to go. So the more Tyquan Thornton plays and does, the better.
Brandon, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Go to Jake in Sydney, Australia. Hello, Jake. Thanks for being on the Patriots Pregame Show.
Thanks for having me.
What time is it in Australia right now?
It's about 10 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Tuesday.
On Tuesday?
Wow.
Yeah. What do you think of that, Tamara? We're talking international dateline stuff.
But, Hardy.
Yeah.
You're not taking it day by day.
What am I supposed to be taking day by day?
Injury.
Oh, that's right.
And you didn't go day by day.
Day to day. He's day to day. Or no, day by day.
Day by day. He had it right.
No, you had it right, Jake. I'm sorry. Day by day. Day by day. All right, so it's Jake, what would you do? What would you do tonight? Would you start Mac Jones or would you start Bailey Zappi?
If Mac's good to go, I'm happy to start him to get him meshing with the O-line and just the offense.
Okay.
They seem to be slightly coming up, which means I'm hoping their confidence will put confidence in Mac, allowing more plays.
Okay, I think there's something to be said for increasing his confidence going into a game like they have next week. And by the way, these things change week in and week out. We mentioned it earlier. Everyone's got the Jets circled, a couple of weeks ago as a big game. Are they as scary today as they were, say,
24
Saturday?
hours ago?
Yeah, 24 hours ago.
No,
I don't know how big of a spot it truly is. And their running back goes down. Their quarterback is not what he was.
I almost feel bad for him, almost.
Yeah, almost. So, but yeah, some confidence for Mac. I don't have a problem with that. What else do you have, Jake?
I just had that was my main thing. In Bill saying we don't find out until about week 6 to see our offense gel together, and I feel like that's slowly come to term.
Okay, yeah, that those chickens have come home to roost a little bit. Is your summer just starting in Sydney?
So it is quite warm here, but we're also getting floods as well.
Oh boy! All right, well, stay safe, Jake.
Thank you very much, and go Pat.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. There we go.
Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
Exactly. You got something over there, Deuce?
I thought I did, and then I forgot. So.
All right. It's my favorite. Oh, look who we have. Michelle in South Carolina, who called in earlier today on Zolak and
I watched
Bertrand.
that. You got her on the clock.
Yeah, but no clock here, Michelle. Good to hear from you. Thanks for calling the pregame show here.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Michelle.
Hey,
How
Michelle.
we feeling?
I feel like crap.
Why? What's
they
wrong?
hung up on you on the Sports Hub today?
I know I was bad back in the day when I was calling at first, but the reason why I kept calling, it was fun. It was laid back.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, I was a little long-winded. I didn't have my thoughts together.
Uh-oh.
But I do now, and you got to tell the troll to give me a chance.
Are you talking about T-Bone?
Yes.
All right. I'll talk to him. I don't know. He runs the show, but I'll talk to him.
He what?
He runs the show. He's the man in charge.
Well, let me tell you something. Trust me, I listen to your show, and people are on much longer than I am.
I know.
That's true. The clicker.
Right,
Yep.
right.
Yep.
It's not fair. Well,
anyway,
let's move past it. Let's talk about the game tonight. What do you have, Michelle?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, okay, listen. I've been saying all along, this injury with Mac, I want to see him play because I want to see what we have.
Yeah.
But the point is that I don't think it should be tonight. I think it needs to happen, but he needs to get hit. Like, in practice, he needs to play. Tonight's not the night. It's wet. I don't know what the weather is supposed to be like during the whole game, but it's wet. His own guy can fall on him. Never mind, like 10 people coming at him or 5 people coming at him. Our O-line has been playing much better, so I feel better about that. But I'm nervous. I would rather have him come back on a nice weather day next week and let him get his reps. Let the coaches hit him with these bags or whatever you need to hit him with. I don't know, but tonight's not tonight. And second of all, what?
No. I'm saying that the idea of injury by anyone by any means, that's week in and week out. So I understand what you're saying. I don't factor that in. I just look at the opponent. I look at the game, and I look at, okay, you need to win the most number of games you can this season, like any other team in any other season, but especially when you're at 3-3. right? You can't say, yeah, we can afford to drop one down the stretch and still make the playoffs.
Right.
No, not the case. And your best chance for long-term success is a healthy as possible Mac Jones when he comes back in. Why start him tonight? What's the point? You can win this game with Bailey Zappi tonight. Some would argue you've got a better chance of winning with Bailey Zappi based on the way he played. I don't understand the need to get him back in this situation tonight. That's where I kind of end it. But, okay, what is your other point, Michelle?
All right, in the Russian game, so Herbert, he's playing tonight, right? So
Yeah.
I think he's an edge runner. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't have time to really look him up, but our old linebackers, I feel, are going to have a tough game tonight. I just hope that they're ready for it. Jamie Collins was brought up today.
Yeah.
Is he going to play tonight? And I forgot my other question. But anyways, I'll let you guys go. It's
Okay.
great talking to you guys. I love the show.
Thanks, Michelle. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thanks, Michelle.
Anything on the Russian game?
Well, when she's like, Mac has to get hit, I was a little taken aback for a second.
No.
I thought she's.
I understand that mentality. I think that's Tamara's mentality. Knock off some of the rust.
Oh yeah.
I think Hardy's right. I think Zappi, Jones, you should win this game. But what gets Mac Jones best prepared for next week's game? And there's an argument to be made both sides.
Yep.
Hardy might be right. Give him another full week, he'll be that much closer to 100% and ready to go. Or, Tamara's side, you let him do the Dak Prescott game where he didn't do a whole lot yesterday against Detroit, knocked off the rust. He figures to be better next week. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's an argument to be made either side. What's the best way to do it? Me, I just think it's fun.
Or they might go, 50-50 between us two and
every other series.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I'm a little annoyed by that.
I wouldn't like every other series, but if they did first half Mac and the second half Zappy.
Oh, like a preseason game.
Kind of. Like if they were just like, all right, let's get you out there to get your feet wet, and then all right, let's pull you so that you have some time to rest.
What are we doing, Matt? You're in there like pantomiming things to me. I'm sorry. You want to do over-unders right now?
Overs and unders.
Right now? Let's do it.
Over me?
It's time for this week's edition of Over-Unders.
You're over me? When were you under me?
I got a real problem with what happened last week because I wasn't here. I still submitted my over-unders, but the count has to be off here. What are you saying happened last week?
Okay, so yes, on the paper you have printed out, it was wrong. Okay. The actual numbers are last week: Mike 3-3, Paul 2-4, Hardy 1-5.
Thank you.
I picked up a win.
You all picked up a win.
Thank you. All right.
On the season, that brings us to Paul 19-17, Mike 18-18, Hardy 17-19.
All right. Still anybody's game. No big deal.
Bing, bang, boom.
We're not doing well.
No, but I'm going to do great tonight. And, I hope you guys do well. But I feel like I'm going to have a strong night tonight. So let's get at it.
Strong to quite strong.
Strong to quite strong,
Confidence.
yeah. Want to do an over-under on my over-unders? All right. What do we start?
3.5.
What are we starting with?
Ramondre Stevenson rushing yards 60.5.
That's a good number. A little bit of a down week last week for Ramondre. Not quite the jumping around, making people miss like the week before.
Make a man
I'm going to
miss?
go under. Just like Harris is coming back. It's a little wet out there. I'm gonna go the under on Ramondre.
Give me the over. I think he bounces back.
I think
against another bad rush defense.
I think he bounces back, too. I think there's just a lot of running the ball tonight, and Ramondre is just the man to do it. I will go over.
Hunter Henry receptions at 3.5.
I'm going to go selfish here, and I'm going to take the over because I need it. I need Hunter Henry to have a good game tonight.
I spoke with Hunter Henry last week.
What did he tell you?
I was at
I spoke to Richard Seymour prior to the game.
Okay, well, is Richard Seymour playing tonight? Is there a Richard Seymour over-under here?
He's going to have a presentation at halftime, I believe. But
is he playing tonight? Do we have a Richard Seymour over-under?
No, I was just doing a humble brag like you.
I didn't talk to him.
Well, I asked him how many receptions he would have in this game tonight, and he said 3, so I'm going under.
And he said, Hardy, buddy.
Sons of bitches. I wish I had that information before I made my pick.
I'm gonna go team Hardy on this one. I'm gonna go under.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think you guys made the right call based on the season. I'm going completely for my fantasy
Just
team
based on
tonight.
facty things.
Justin Fields passing yards, 180.5.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say under on this one. I think this could be a real ugly game tonight in many ways. And, yeah, I'll just go under.
Yeah, I'm with you on the under.
I just got to go on the season again. I got to take the under.
All right.
I don't think they have any interest in allowing them to get more than that.
Right.
Sorry, Justin.
Penalties against the Bears, 5.5.
Oh, 5.5. You know, I think it's
I
going
don't
to be a
have any
little
information.
sloppy. They got some offensive line juggling going on, maybe a couple false starts. I'm going to go over.
Paulie Paul?
I'll take the under because the refs are out to get the Patriots.
Oh, very good. I'm going over on this one.
I thought I
along
played to
with
the
yours.
crowd.
Yeah, that's fine.
That doesn't sound like you.
What do you have?
I'm going over.
Patriots total team points, 24.5.
This is me, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take the over.
Oh, Paul's going over 24.5. I'm going under. There's going to be a lot of blood between me and Paulie Paul this week.
Yeah, I'm with Paul on this one. I'm going to go over, but not by much.
You said the under? Hart?
Under.
And as always, the total score, 39.5.
I am also taking the under. I think this is a low-scoring game tonight.
Yeah, I'm on the under that one, too.
Yeah, we're unanimous. I have the under as well.
All right, there we go. Over-unders. In the books. We stepping aside again? We are doing that. Before we do, want to thank Bridgestone, the official tire of the New England Patriots. And Bridgestone tires are now on sale through December 10th at all Sullivan Tire locations. Visit sullivantire.com for a location near you.
TouchView Interactive from the Yokers Company offers New England's leading schools and businesses technologically advanced and easy-to-use interactive displays, providing enhanced collaboration and improved student outcomes in the classroom, and an easy way to foster communication and teamwork in any business environment. Available in multiple sizes, TouchView also offers a built-in VC, allowing for easy use through video conference systems. For more information, visit okers.com.
Action with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the New England Patriots. New customers can download the DraftKings app now and play free for millions in prizes using code PATS. That's code PATS only at DraftKings. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. Verizon, the network America relies on, and the official 5G network of the New England Patriots. Patriot Place is the region's #1 shopping, dining, and entertainment destination. Shop your favorites, including Vineyard Vines, Express, Olympia Sports, Petco, and more. Enjoy dining at one of our 19 restaurants, including 6 String Grill and Stage, Scorpion Bar, and Bar Louie. And don't forget about the entertainment. Explore your inner artist at Muse Paint Bar, watch a movie at Showcase Cinema Deluxe, or grab a controller and start gaming at Helix Esports. For a complete directory listing, please visit patriot-place.com.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
There's no season better than football season. And there's no better place to get in on all of the action than with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy sports partner of the New England Patriots. To add to the thrill, DraftKings has millions of dollars in prizes up for grabs every week. So head to the app now and check it out. If you haven't tried it yet, fantasy football is easy to play. Just pick 9 players, stay under the salary cap, and pile up points for yards, touchdowns, receptions, and so much more. There's no better way to put your football knowledge to the test than to compete for a shot at $1 million in total prizes. Download the DraftKings app now and use promo code PATS to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes every week. That's promo code PATS to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes every week, only at DraftKings. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Join the conversation by calling the Ace Ticket hotline at 855-PATS-500. Or email the show at webradio@patriots.com.
Why do they call themselves that?
They're just, I don't know, I guess both
I'm not
of them.
cool enough to get
Both
that
of
reference.
them.
Live from our studios inside Gillette Stadium, here's Hardy.
All right, kickoff about an hour away.
Looks like Julian Edelman is weighing in with his keys to the game. If anyone cares to hear those with a tweet, control the game, minimize mistakes, don't beat yourself. Hashtag LFG.
And we make fun of ourselves for like his key to the game is to control the game.
If we could just control the game, we're probably going to win it.
Why didn't I think of that?
Key to the game. I mean, seriously, if he had gone something also cliche, it'd be like, convert on third downs.
Oh.
That would
score touchdowns.
Why?
Put points on the board.
Because it's
I mean, our keys are stupid, right? Like, generally speaking.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Scare the bear. I mean, yeah.
Scare the bear. Not yours so much, but
yours are the
maybe
better,
mine.
Yours are the better ones.
Yeah, at least there's some
pithy.
There's some entertainment value in them. Even they're all useless, but at least mine rhyme sometimes.
Don't tell the Patriots that. They take them seriously when they hear us.
That's true. That's true. We don't want them taking.
No, listen to us. We know.
The keys or their opponents lightly. The Bears of Chicago, terror of the Midway. Oh.
The monsters of the Midway. Monsters. God.
I believe in
Don.
I believe
John Cocktoast Don.
In A Christmas Story, he says terror of the Midway. I will look it up.
Well, I'm just telling you what the Chicago Bears nickname used to be like in the 60s.
And I'm just
the monsters of the Midway.
And I am quoting A Christmas Story.
Yeah, what does he say? He's like,
okay.
I thought God, it's killing me to remember that right now.
Something about someone is
going to
the game.
Maybe something
has tickets. I wish I did. Freeze his keister off.
Got a little. You should ask Fred in the postgame show though. Fred went to the game a couple weeks ago, and they were able to go to in Ohio, the house where they shot A Christmas Story.
Oh yeah,
and
that
it's
was
all like a
Did you hear
big
that?
museum now, and they did all kinds of stuff.
Hattie?
There. Yeah, he'll tell you about.
Were
it
you
in the
there
postgame
for
show.
that one?
I'm sure we'll need some stuff to talk about, and probably in the postgame afterwards.
In Cleveland, they stopped by the house that they shot the house that they lived in the Christmas Story.
No.
So you didn't hear that story.
Hey, look at those pants.
Oh, yeah. I heard that. Jack Jones.
Oh, the gray pants.
Going with the white sleeves still. Continues that.
We haven't talked about this either
Okay,
yet.
so...
Yeah. Right, well, and there it is, too. That's a little bit of a... Okay, I can't do it. You have to do it. I can't feign enthusiasm. You have to do it, Mike.
Let me do this.
Yeah.
Warmups taking place right now. Go ahead and take a look at that. Why don't you explain to me the excitement level about these silver pants? Because I think I'm the only person in New England. Okay, you and I, Paul, we're on an island. I don't care. I don't care about the color of the pants. What? Because
some people do.
Because the all blues were such a bad look?
I think so.
God.
Brought the grays back. Kind of a little throwback. I mean, you're the only team in the NFL with only one pair of pants. Another thing you get spoiled about here is, your uniform colors are red, white, and blue. How bad can it possibly get? It can't get all that bad. There are other teams in this league that have really bad uniform combos, and when they try and do something like the Lions do their all gray whiteout, that Depression-era orphanage gray that they wear, it's the
horrific.
Blue. The Honolulu. Has it always been a Honolulu blue? Has that always been the blue?
Yeah, but they go with the all gray color rush things, and those are terrible. So if the Patriots had gone full blown color rush tonight and gone with the blue pants, it's
okay.
fine. Yeah, I don't care. Oh, they look like pajamas. I guess. So what?
I just like the variety. I mean, I would be all for just every game they mix some things up. The Chargers kind of do that kind of thing. So
I kind of like that too.
So
I just don't. Well, I do kind of like that. Changing every once in a while. I kind of like the all one. The monochrome kind of color. I like that look. I just
no. You don't.
I understand that people don't love the all blue because they haven't really had a ton of success in it. In 2002, they wore the all blue a couple of times at home and had, was in the midst of a 4-game losing streak, the longest losing streak of Tom Brady's career. And then, obviously Brady left. 2020, they broke out these new uniforms, and they haven't had a lot of success in them.
Yeah.
I saw the social media post from the Patriots today, this big thing with the blue pants getting passed over and the gray pants being lifted off the hook, and people are like, oh, break the internet.
I just don't get it.
I don't care. Impossible
I gotta
for
be
me to
honest
care
with you.
less about the color of the pants.
Don't look like they match all that well.
No, I don't think this looks great. It's fine, but I don't care one way or the other. But this is
strong.
There you go. I mean, I was wondering if the shoulder, color stripes should match the pants. So should the pants be the red
Maybe
with
that's
the white
what's
down
throwing
the
me
middle,
off.
maybe
Yeah, maybe that's what's a little
because
disconcerting to me.
previously you had the old uniforms. You kind of
Previously
did
on the
have
New England Patriots season.
on the New England Patriots uniforms. You had the white, the red striping and the blue going up the side. Now you no longer have that. So we see Damian Harris doing some
You're right.
nice things.
The piping is
Thank you.
Inconsistent. By the way, Eric Powell tweeted out Chicago, and this is a quote: "Chicago Bears, terror of the Midway. Chicago Chipmunks, maybe."
That's it.
Bears,
That's it.
never.
Yeah, there it is.
So
there
he
it is.
does say
Chipmunks, maybe. Yeah.
And he has it in quotes.
I didn't
so
doubt
must be
you're
right.
getting the line of the. I would never question you getting the dialogue right in a movie.
It felt like
ever.
you were correcting me a little bit.
I was correcting you with that the Bears were actually known as the Monsters of the Midway. I didn't realize you were quoting a movie in which the guy messed it up.
That trumps it.
Absolutely.
That you're ahead.
All right.
If we were in Czechoslovakia.
You want to go back to the phones?
Oh, and here they come.
And here they come, having the time of their lives. Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi taking the field.
So now, Mike, what do you think of that? Like, right there, just comparing the two gaits of Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi.
Seems pretty fine to me. I don't.
Do you think that's how he runs?
I don't. I mean, it's tough with the giant knee brace he's always got. That always makes it look a little clunky to me. But I don't know. It seems alright to me. Doesn't really seem like.
He doesn't.
You know what I need? I need a clip of him running out
side by side
before he was hurt, because sometimes athletes do have like funny gaits.
Oh yeah, sure.
You know, Teddy Bruschi used to always look like he was like really injured all the time. He had that athlete limp kind of
Dietrich
thing.
Wise, right?
He's like, I don't think he. You watch the two of them side by side; they didn't look the same, right? But I don't know. That might just be the way that Mac Jones runs.
We're going to go to Ray in Atlanta while we continue watching warm-ups here at Gillette Stadium, getting ready to play the Bears tonight. Ray, what's going on?
Hey, how y'all doing out there?
Real good.
Hey, Ray.
Good, good. I love Mac Jones. I have his jersey, but I'm being attacked by the Mac the Mac mob. Zappi, he spoiled us. He's a baller. He balled out with them games that he played. And with Mac, he has to step it up tonight and other games forward, because when he gets emotional, he just loses his whole will to play. And that's one thing that nobody speaks about. You know, he gets real emotional quick. I understand that he's 85, 90% and galloping like an antelope and everything's back to normal and Mac's season has begun and all of that. But he has to win our trust again. We love him, but we don't trust him. And he had to win our trust because, you know, if he's going to be our starter, like I said, he has to step it up. He's a great player, and he knows what to do. But, you know, he just has to be in his head, because when he's emotional, he just gives up. I think his pride hurts him more than his foot. So he just needs to step it up, and it's going to be an exciting game. And I look forward to whoever is playing. I wanted it to be Zappi because he is promising, and his skill and his arm is accurate right now. So imagine if he gets more games under his belt, what monster he's going to become. And Mac has 2 years already, so he should be better than what he was before. And it will show from this game if he plays, and next game and the real games that happens in November, we should see.
Ray, I think you touch on something there that, you know, regardless of the starter tonight and you know what happens going forward, the big development here is, Zappi can play football. You know, Zappi is a guy who can actually get out there and take snaps in an NFL game, and not just put forth more than just a representative effort, and that's good news overall for the Patriots' depth at quarterback.
Yeah, and I also think his point about Ray's point about Mac Jones, controlling the emotions. Yep. I do think that at times he kind of gets away from himself a little bit with his emotions. So I think he's right. Keep the emotions in check.
Yeah, and I think what we talked about too with Mac going out with the injury is the hope that we all felt that stepping back for a minute and watching a little bit and maybe just getting a little bit of a different perspective on he's been so in the thick of this whole thing since the second he won the national championship at Alabama, then to the Senior Bowl, to the Combine, to getting drafted, to right in, so maybe it's a chance for him to hit the reset button a little bit. Would just love to see him come out here and I don't want to say knock the rust off, but just get out there, play a solid game, and get on track and feel like okay. You feel like you hit the pause button a little bit on the season, and people talking about, you got to hit your stride in 6 weeks in. Well, I don't feel like they've hit their stride. They kind of had to downshift to a backup quarterback for a little bit. So, let's get things back on track and start, building, because I think everybody looks around the league and says, you need that offense to be able to click and to put up 30 points and to go against those best teams, and this is where you got to win the games with the way the teams in the AFC are playing right now.
All right, let's keep going with the phones. Or Paul, did you have something first?
You could take another phone call. I can hit it after the call.
Let's go to Kevin in Maryland on the Patriots Pregame Show, fueled by Dunkin. Kevin, what's up?
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Hey, Kevin.
So for the running backs, do you think it's going to be back to the normal Damian Harris-Ramondre thing, or do you think Ramondre is going to be sticking with most of the reps?
I think they'll both get work. I'd just be curious how 100% Harris is, if it's maybe mostly Stevenson and then just kind of working Harrison to kind of spell him a little bit.
I think you'll see both, but I think you might see a slight change where it's a little bit more Stevenson than Harris, which usually it's the other way around when they're both healthy.
And then on the gray pants, I forget if it was your show, Hardy, or if it was Felder today, saying they were blueberries, kind of like the gray pants. A little change up.
Yeah. They you know what? When they do the all blue, there is
like blueberries.
But there's a little Violet Beauregard thing happening there. It looks like they're going to start expanding. And
but I like Mike's. And I vowed not to get in the uniform, but I like Mike's idea of sort of changing things up once in a while, just like going back and forth. But
we don't have to get crazy about it. It's
it
not
is
like,
amazing.
We're chaining. It's just
it is amazing though. Hardy's point, like you go on Twitter, and you're like, silver pants should be a permanent part of the. I'm like, who cares? Like, my God, people.
I mean, if you want to lose your mind over Pat Patriot and the throwbacks and the red jerseys, fine, I get it. That looks different.
I don't.
But
if it was the 70s one, though, Paul might be like, well.
But I wouldn't. No, I mean, that's my personal favorite. But I'm like, just like, shoot me dead if I lose an ounce of sleep over what the uniforms they're gonna wear.
Paul, you were moaning in your sleep. What are you okay?
I don't use those 78 uniforms anymore.
I'm so oblivious to it. If no one had said anything, I would not have commented on anything with the uniform tonight. It just
I'm sorry.
There's nothing I would have even picked up on or cared about.
You really would have enjoyed being part of the office this week then, because you missed out on a lot of faux excitement.
It's not faux here. Not faux.
Anyway, you know what's not faux?
Faux show.
My key data points. Presented by Demand Science. Those are never faux points. They're always very relevant. But you know what? I had a hard time this week coming up with stats because Chicago's statistics are so difficult to sort of decipher because they don't throw the ball. So I want you to know, Mike Dussault, and I know you'll know this, what is one of the more memorable matchups between the Patriots and the Chicago? Don't look at the screen. Look at me. Look at my eyes. My eyes are up here.
We could say the Super Bowl back in 1985.
I would say more like 02.
Or the 2006.
Good, Hardy. Good job looking at the monitor and coming up with that. I appreciate it. But
I can't even read that.
So in 2002, the Patriots and Bears played. What was unique about that game, Mike Dussault?
Oh, I do know this one, Paul, that they played at an alternate location, I believe.
They did. It was not played in Chicago nor Foxborough. It was actually played at the University of Illinois. It looks like the University of Illinois at the Champaign-Urbana campus at the University of Illinois, which was really cool. It was one of my more memorable road trips. But anyway, That game was more noteworthy for the amazing comeback that the Patriots made. Down 27-6 in the third quarter, they rallied to win 33-30 on one of the greatest catches that you'll see that doesn't get any attention in Patriots history. David Patton over the shoulder, toe drag swag, as the kids like to say, in the back of the end zone in the final 30 seconds. Just an amazing comeback by the Patriots. They were dead in the water. 27-6 late in the third quarter. They rallied to win 33-30 back in 2002. And I know that's not necessarily a statistic, but it is one of the most memorable moments in
it's data
in recent Bears Patriots history, and that's my key data point presented by Demand Science.
All right, no, I'll not only say is it actual data, but it's key.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, they never disappoint.
My pleasure. Chris in Tallahassee.
I got to get those guys a raise. The guys in the key data point.
There's your guy, Paul.
Good.
Big C.
I'm sorry, Chris. We're thrown off. We're thrown off by Richard Seymour on the screen here. But you can ask your question. Go ahead.
All right, I got two things and something at the end for you. To Paul's point, I think he's right when he talks about weighing in, the good and the bad as far as playing Mac. I say you got to play him. Get some momentum heading into divisional week against the Jets, the team that's looked as good as they have in a decade. I think we need some momentum there.
Yeah. I agree.
And then,
that's how I would play. As long as he's healthy enough to play, I'd be playing him, absolutely.
All right. And our defense is, the least of my worries. But mobile quarterbacks who can evade the rush and turn negative plays into positive plays seem to be our Achilles heel all the time. Does that concern you guys tonight specifically?
A little bit. I'm wondering if maybe that has something to do with why Jamie Collins was activated for this game. No Josh Uche.
Yep.
He's hurt. So I wonder if maybe they wanted a veteran like Collins, who's been asked to do that in the past, to maybe keep an eye on him.
Yep.
I got to think, Chris, I think you're right to bring that up because I don't see the Bears having a ton of ways to consistently move the ball in the passing game tonight. They might be able to run the ball a little bit, but they don't have a lot of ways to move it in the passing game. And I know that Justin Fields running the ball isn't necessarily the passing game, but you know what I mean. Yep. I'm talking about designed passes where he scrambles.
Maybe Uche could keep up with him.
Yeah, he's inactive.
Yeah.
That's why I think maybe Jamie Collins might have gotten the call because they didn't have Uche available.
Yeah,
right.
Some extra athleticism there. Yeah.
And one last thing at the end. What do you guys think about N'Keal Harry's revenge game tonight?
Yeah, big.
Yes, good.
Big.
It's good. Yeah, he's smelling blood in the water.
I mean, this has a chance to be his best game as a Patriot right here.
Reminds me back in 05, 06 when they had to play the Houston Texans. It was like the Greg Robinson-Randall revenge game. I'm kidding.
No, I just
you don't want to cross.
I was thrown off.
On?
I was
hello.
You go that deep on a joke, and it's
gonna
be tough.
Once you start walking down the street,
I played to my audience of one. Deuce got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
I was thrown off by Brendan Schooler on our screen there. Any word on what happened when he tried to hand Belichick the ball on the sideline?
Did you hear this story?
Well, I saw him try and hand him the ball.
Mike, did you hear this?
No.
He got set up. Devin McCourty told the story. One of the coaches told him he should go give it to Belichick, and he thought he was being serious. And that's why Schooler went over and gave him the ball, and the coach was like, no. Like it was,
he got set up.
My guess is like Cam Acorn told him, you should go give that to Bill. And he did it because he thought he was being serious.
Oh, man.
That's as Devin McCourty explained it.
That's great. I love it.
That's a good freshman prank right there.
Yes.
Okay, that's excellent.
Go give coach the ball.
I actually
felt better about Brendan Schooler having heard that story.
Right?
Yes, because I thought he was doing it because on his own.
Right. Well, and then if you notice, like they showed some shots of Belichick on the sideline when the clock is winding down, and players are coming over to congratulate him for tying George Halas.
Yeah.
And like McCourty, big hug. I think Slater came by. Guys that have been around, and then all of a sudden Schooler comes over, like taps him on the shoulder, shakes his hand, and I'm like, dude,
no.
Dude, you tried to give him the ball 20 minutes ago. Like, just, you know what? Just like go over there.
Yeah.
That's funny.
We'll come back. We'll take some more phone calls. We get to our emails, and we'll also tell you about NFL All Day. With NFL All Day, all your favorite Patriots highlights become digital video collectibles called Moments. Not only can you buy and sell them on a secure marketplace full of thousands of NFL fans, you can also use them to compete in epic game day challenges. Check it out and find some moments from all your favorite Pats players on NFLAllDay.com.
TouchView Interactive from the Yokers Company offers New England's leading schools and businesses technologically advanced and easy-to-use interactive displays, providing enhanced collaboration and improved student outcomes in the classroom, and an easy way to foster communication and teamwork in any business environment. Available in multiple sizes, TouchView also offers a built-in PC, allowing for easy use through video conference systems. For more information, visit okers.com.
Get in on the action with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the New England Patriots. New customers can download the DraftKings app now and play free for millions in prizes using code PATS. That's code PATS, only at DraftKings. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. Verizon, the network America relies on, and the official 5G network of the New England Patriots. Patriot Place is the region's #1 shopping, dining, and entertainment destination. Shop your favorites, including Vineyard Vines, Express, Olympia Sports, Petco, and more. Enjoy dining at one of our 19 restaurants, including Six String Grill and Stage, Scorpion Bar, and Bar Louie. And don't forget about the entertainment. Explore your inner artist at Muse Paint Bar, watch a movie at Showcase Cinema Deluxe, or grab a controller and start gaming at Helix Esports. For a complete directory listing, please visit patriot-place.com.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
There's no season better than football season. And there's no better place to get in on all of the action than with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy sports partner of the New England Patriots. To add to the thrill, DraftKings has millions of dollars in prizes up for grabs every week. So head to the app now and check it out. If you haven't tried it yet, fantasy football is easy to play. Just pick 9 players, stay under the salary cap, and pile up points for yards, touchdowns, receptions, and so much more. There's no better way to put your football knowledge to the test than to compete for a shot at $1 million in total prizes. Download the DraftKings app now and use promo code PATS to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes every week. That's promo code PATS to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes every week, only at DraftKings. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Join the conversation by calling the Ace Ticket hotline at 855-PATS-500 or email the show at webradio@patriots.com.
Pro Sports.
Ray said, I'm not helping you, Jimmy. You get out of here.
I know.
You can't come to TV12. I'm locking you out.
So-
You're not taking my job.
Live from our studios inside Gillette Stadium, here's Hardy.
All right, a few more calls here, some emails, a little song, a little dance, a little seltzer down the pants, getting you closer and closer to kickoff here tonight from Gillette Stadium. The Chicago Bears visiting, getting ready to take on the Patriots in their gray pants. Whoa!
Thank goodness.
Woo!
Beautiful.
Who gives me that? Hey, Tony in Canada. Welcome into the Patriots Pregame Show, fueled by Dunkin. What's going on, Tony?
Hi, guys. Good evening.
Hey, Tony.
Well, I guess the question I wanted to ask you at this time was that this season, kind of the way it's starting off, it looks a lot like last year. So if the Patriots go on a win streak like they did last year, do you think that it would be pretty much the same thing again if we make the playoffs, like it's a one and done, or do you think there's actually something there for us to be hopeful for this year? And the other question I wanted to ask you is, if you think that we're not like a one and done team, what team do you think in our schedule we have left to play that if we beat, you could say, yeah, we're actually legit. We might make a run in the playoffs. That was all that I wanted to ask you.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tony, it's a good question. Thanks for the call.
It depends who they play in the playoffs for like the whole one and done thing.
Well, and this is it. If you look at just the teams in the AFC right now, there's a couple of teams I look at and say, no, there's no chance you get a win against those teams. Unfortunately, one of them is in your division, and that's who you would almost certainly be facing in the first round.
No. Buffalo, you mean?
Yeah.
Buffalo, I think, is going to get the number 1 seed and get a bye.
Oh, okay. All right. So, no.
I think.
Yeah, who knows, though? The way these good teams are dropping games they shouldn't. But, no, it wouldn't be Buffalo. So who else would you not give the Patriots like a real chance against right now?
I mean, just really Buffalo and Kansas City. I
It's
mean, I
Buffalo
think I
and
would
Kansas
give them
City.
a puncher's chance against any other
I
team
would
in
say
the AFC. You'd see those two.
I think like you'd have to upset teams. Like I wouldn't really give them a great chance against Cincinnati in a playoff game. But I'm not telling you they don't have a chance. Like I think they absolutely could win.
Right.
Like Joe Burrow could throw a couple of picks. I could, absolutely. Yeah. I think it helps Cincinnati that they're actually going to play the Patriots in the regular season. So if they were to play in the playoffs, at least Joe Burrow would have that experience going against Belichick's defense. Because I think sometimes that can be hard for a guy who's not overly familiar with Belichick. Because I think he's still, there's a lot of talk about Belichick, right? And like maybe he's not quite the Belichick of old, but he still can paint the corners throwing mid-90s. And, that's the kind of stuff that he still dials up when he has a Justin Herbert. Look what he's done to Justin Herbert.
Yep. Yeah, a couple of points I want to make because I think Tony had a good question. And, I think he's totally right. Right now it feels like you're in the same thing as last year. I think just the difference for me is, like, that's why I want Mac Jones to play, to find out if Mac Jones year 2 can elevate this offense to a different level than what we saw at the end. The other part of it is the new pieces on defense. Are they going to flame out like the last few defenses did toward the end of the schedule? Or is playing young guys like Jack Jones, Anthony Jennings getting more snaps, Dietrich Wise kind of giving, Matthew Judon a little bit of a chance to rest a little bit more. Do those things pay off? Do those players play better so that the defense also, peaks at the end? So I good question by Tony. I do think it's lined up similarly, and those are my two big questions that need to be answered here as we, get rid of this last game here that's all right, well, they really should win this one. And then you get into division games, teams that you lost to last year, teams that made the playoffs last year that, then you're really going to find out what you got down the stretch.
Yeah. Can I just interrupt for something completely unrelated to tonight's game, but
please,
possibly related to next week's game? Ian Rappaport sources the Jets are making a big trade, acquiring Jaguars running back James Robinson to help replace the injured running back Breece Hall. Draft pick compensation is going back to the Jags. Yeah. So,
interesting.
Running back, we just saw Christian McCaffrey get traded on a Thursday and play in the game on Sunday. So I would expect James Robinson, if this is like going through, I'd expect James Robinson to play next week against the Patriots.
Yeah, it's just the move from the Jets, I think, too, that shows that they believe in what they're doing. They're 5-2.
Listen, Mike will tell you there's no one that believes less in the Jets than I do. Okay. Like, they're 5-2.
You're not impressed.
I just don't think you can continue to win. And they're making fools out of me. They're doing it every week. I don't think you continue to win while throwing for 140 yards. And, at least this week they attempted like 26 passes or something like that. But I don't think you can win like that all the time. They have 4-0. Since Zach Wilson came back. I don't think he's doing much. But bottom line is, no matter what happens in the Patriots game tonight, they're still in last place in their division.
Yep.
So that's a huge game for the Patriots next week.
Right. And as far as the Jets picking up a running back, if they finalize the trade on a Tuesday, you saw McCaffrey going at the beginning of that game yesterday and make an impact right away. Now, they ended up falling short, but it was still it showed you like a talented back coming in. You don't need a whole lot of ramp-up time. You can figure out some stuff on the fly. Garoppolo said it yesterday after the game. He's like, look, he's a smart football guy. And, we had a couple of, extended talks in the huddle a couple of times, but not much.
Yeah.
It doesn't – what?
Yeah, it's not like it's a pure receiver. I think the receiving game is probably – the passing game is where it would start to get a little bit complicated with pass protections and those kind of things. But it seems like a running back you could get in and get,
And I think that's why you saw
left.
less of McCaffrey in that game. I didn't see any of the game, but didn't they eventually fall behind in the second half?
Yes.
So that makes sense to me that even though he's a great pass, on the surface, you'd look at it and say, well, McCaffrey's like maybe the best pass-catching running back in football.
Right.
But he doesn't necessarily know San Francisco's schemes in the passing game.
Right.
To Mike's point, I think maybe that's why you didn't see him, have as huge an impact after they fell behind.
Nick Baby Love joining us now here on the Patriots Pregame Show, fueled by Dunkin. Nick, what's going on?
Hey, let me get a few things in, Hardy.
Sure.
Number one, it's about wins for me, even though I'm still mad at Belichick. I just want him to break the record. And, I got a couple more, and then I'll hang up and listen. Like I said, and Fred, I know you're out there listening. Don't hide from me because November 8th is coming up. And then I want to know what you guys think about, this whole overreaction to never underestimate this show, how good it is, or anything else where people are, motivated like me, so, in other words, the Brady thing, you know what I mean? And then just a pop quiz, because there's never enough mentions about Holy Cross. You know who John Morris is, D-Train?
Oh, yeah, I talked to him last
offseason.
offseason.
The show is excellent, and God bless you.
All right. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. I would say this, though, in terms of Bill's coaching wins record, maybe the only thing I care less about than the gray pants. not a thing for me. I'm happy for him. I can be happy for somebody and still not care about the actual thing that I'm happy for, right?
You're not going to get him a little something for it? Or a little present? A little gift card from Starbucks or something?
It's a thing.
Congrats on the wins.
Oh, is it the most wins of any coach of all time? No.
Not yet.
No, it's second. Okay.
We'll get there.
It's coming up. It's coming up.
Okay, I know, but do you, Paul, how much do you care, truly, about having second all time? Alone in second place.
Very little.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it means a lot to Bill Belichick. Like, I'm not
And that's
dismissing
why-
it. I mean,
that's why I'd say-
that's a big you don't, like, Mike will tell you, I'm not very big on the SID numbers, and, we have one that was broken recently. Last week it was broken, right? Like, most consecutive field goals in NFL history under 50, real happy for you. Impressive. Like, he made 1 million in a row. Like, I'm like, great. There's a difference. He has the second most coaching wins of anybody in the history of the league. That's a big deal.
No.
That's kind of a big deal to me.
People think the gray pants are a very big deal, too.
I think that Bill Belichick passing George Halas tonight is a far bigger deal than the silver pants.
Thank you.
All right. Hi, guys. If Mac plays the first 2 quarters tonight, has a touchdown drive, and the defense gets a score, making it 14-0 at the half, are you happy to have seen enough of Mac to put Zappy in for the second half to ease back Mac into things? That's from Grant in Stockport, UK.
No.
So it's like a preseason game.
No.
I'd be happy if I saw 60 minutes of Mac Jones play tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That would make me happy.
Is he playing or not?
Yeah.
Is he healthy enough to play or not?
Right.
If they pull him at the end for a couple drives when the game's in hand, I won't hate that, but I agree generally 3 quarters at least.
Andy in Sioux City, Iowa. I am hoping Mac can play well tonight, but I have lost some confidence in him this year. I still don't think we have a long-term quarterback. I'm happy that perennial backup Hoyer is no longer in the picture. Ooh.
Ouch.
What do you guys think of our quarterback situation long-term?
I kind of agree, and I think that's why I want Mac to get back to, like, you've I don't want to say the offense is better. We've talked about these things, but they've been doing it for a while. He's been in the system now. We're in mid-October, late October, almost November now. So, it's time. It's time to start showing some strides. It's time to stop making bad turnovers in key situations, and just to play the kind of football that everybody here has been talking about that this guy's supposed to be able to play, which is, make some big-time throws, not kill you with the mistakes, good decisions, get the ball out quick, and I think if he gets back to those things, people will start to get back on board. But I get why, the performances of late have not been outstanding and mistake-free like they need to be.
Good email here from John in L.A. My guess is that this is a preemptive way for Bill to hedge his bets on any potential quarterback controversy. Mac plays well. They keep him in. Quote, he was playing so well. Mac struggles and gets taken out. Yeah, as we said, that was the plan all along. That's John. I thought about that too. It's like, if they leave Zappy in, if they were to start Zappy tonight, it'd be fine. They bring Mac back. It's like, well, he's kind of got that built-in thing, bringing him back, getting him ready for next week. I could make a case either way in terms of why Bill would want to play either player. I just think for the long term, for this season, it would have made more sense to go with Zappy tonight.
I'm so curious. I mean, in my heart of hearts, I feel like right now this is going to be a repeat of the October-November games last year where the Patriots just kind of run away with it. That's what I'm kind of expecting. I don't expect they're going to put up 50 points like they did on the Jags, but that's my kind of general feeling. But I'm also very curious if it's one of those weird games where there's a couple weird bounces early on, and all of a sudden the Patriots are in like a 10-point hole. Now the pressure's like kind of on Mac more, and that's what I am kind of curious to see. Though, like maybe then we learn something. Otherwise, what are you going to learn if he hands it off 30 times and goes like 12 of 18 for 130 yards and and a touchdown, and like, all right, well, he's back. He didn't really do much. He didn't have to do much. That's probably the conversation
I'll be
we're
able to
having.
see.
But yeah, well, your keen football eye.
Yeah,
it
he
knows.
can see.
It knows.
Look, eye.
I want to give Kevin a chance
Look, eye.
to school me on George Halas here for a second. Kevin in South Carolina. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, boys. Thanks for having me on.
Hey.
Boys, just wanted to share. When I was a kid, my dad worked at Cumberland Farms on the South Shore.
On base.
And every week I'd pick up Patriots Football Weekly and read about these Patriots.
Wow.
So, first of all, thank you for the continuing coverage. Thank you for the excitement. But my point is, Papa Bear in Chicago was a big deal.
Absolutely.
I'm excited that Belichick might beat George Halas. Tell me I'm wrong.
I won't tell you you're wrong. I think that's a big boy record. When you have the second most wins of anybody in the history of the NFL, which has gone back over 100 years, I think that's a significant record.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, his initials are still on the jerseys for a reason, right? Like JSH, like he's a big deal.
How many games did he get to coach with the greatest quarterback of all time as his quarterback?
George Halas?
No, Bill
None.
Belichick.
That would be none.
Bill Belichick.
A lot.
Okay.
A wicked lot.
Okay.
Along those lines, I saw like one of the championship game scores.
So you
from
think
like,
Halas is better?
I just don't care. I can't.
It's funny, like
Kevin was really mad at you, not me.
Yes.
I did nothing wrong.
I can't make myself care about it. It's like, oh, now it's like I thought Bill sucked before, but once he passed George Halas, then I started to give him credit for being a good coach.
I agree with you with.
I think he's a good coach now. The fact that he's going to surpass it's not.
I don't need a guy to have a record to think that he's the best.
And it's not an artificial milestone. Like I'm sorry, the 700 home runs for Pujols earlier this year that people were getting all bunched up by. I said it's an arbitrary number. It's just a standardized number of 700. I understand that very few guys have gotten it, but
that's why
isn't 701 better?
No, but like there's so few. What is it? 5?
Yeah.
In the history of baseball that have 700. I mean, that's amazing. Like that's an amazing achievement.
But
all of the guys
he
that
already
played
got
baseball.
he already got to that top 5 when he got to 698. Why do I have to get all excited over 700?
It's a round number.
Yeah, exactly.
What is wrong with you?
I don't.
Who put you in the Fred Kirsch no fun police?
Fred.
Jeez.
Fred has beaten the fun out of me over 5 years. Colleen in Houston. Go ahead, Colleen. There it is. All right, Greg in California.
Good job,
quickly,
Harvey.
we got to do the chunky 1-pack.
Hey guys, so just real quick, have we gotten a timetable on Farmore coming back, or is it just day to day, as they say?
I think he's day to day. He was at practice. Yeah, he was at practice this week, so probably not
day by day.
Long, but
he's day by day.
Seems like it was a couple at least.
Day by day. Before we get to the 1-pack, I want to thank the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism. Great memories are made in Massachusetts, no matter how you choose to make them. Indoors, outdoors, scenic views, city vibes, solo or family style. Whatever moves you, whatever the season, plan your perfect Massachusetts getaway at visit-ma.com. Got the dash this week. We got the music for the 1-pack.
Yeah, but not the whole intro.
Sets the mood. I like it.
Last week, Paul went 5-1, Mike 4-2, Hardy 2-4. On the season, Paul 24-11, Mike 16-19, Hardy 14-21.
Oh man!
You guys might want to try to make this competitive.
I'm trying my hardest.
All right, New England -9.
9. I'll go first. Yeah, I think the Patriots are going to win 27-3. Is that what we came in? 6, right, Paul?
6.
Yeah, we came up with the same score. I like that still. It could be more. I hope it is. I hope it's not surprising, but I think the Patriots are going to roll in this one, and just hope nobody gets hurt.
Yeah, Deuce and I completely organically both went with 27-6 on a TV show early last week. I'll stick with that. And my one request that I hope, not that I hope the defense, like obviously they only allow 6 points, so the defense can play great. I'd like it to be without any defensive scores. Like, let the offense move the ball and score, and let the defense just stop the Bears and force punts. You know?
I think Marcus Jones has got a touchdown tonight.
Oh, I think the defense is scoring at least once tonight. No question about it. But that's what I'm hoping for.
All right.
So I will take the Pats as well.
Just because I'm suckling hind teat, I have to go the opposite. So I will take the Bears to cover, but Patriots still win 17-13. Okay?
I like it.
All right.
What if Zappy played, though, what would it be?
Just to be a sport. Same. So why play Mac? I don't know. I'm gearing up for tomorrow when I will truly. This is kind of a faux cranky. Tomorrow is actual crank.
Oh yeah.
Tomorrow's a cranky day.
10-2 tomorrow, Sports Hub.
Yeah. Wait till you get us that too, when we got to go into that meeting. Hey, for everybody on the Patriots Pregame Show, thank you for listening, watching. We're going to talk to you after the game. That is going to kick off here in about 15 more minutes. Patriots hosting the Chicago Bears. We'll talk to you in the postgame show.
Thank you for downloading this podcast. Subscribe on Apple, Google Play, and everywhere else you listen. Like the show? Please rate and review us. Listener comments and ratings help keep us high in the podcast rankings so new listeners can find us. Be sure to check Patriots.com for more news and more podcasts.